achieve beyond television. Today I'm going to be showcasing Yuck to Kids, which is a child safety initiative by an Australian mum. Julie Oakley is based in the ACT and she's the brains behind this product labelling logo. She's very passionate about the project and it's her intention to see the logo go nationwide by the end of the calendar year. How about we have a chat to Julie and ask her what Yuck to Kids is all about. So Julie, what is Yuck to Kids?
Hi Leanne. Yuck to Kids is quite simply a child safety logo. It was originally created to communicate to children the dangers of some products found in and around the home. What I've found in its development though is that it has the capacity to extend beyond the home and is also a great communication tool for the visually impaired, those of non-English speaking backgrounds, and can actually provide an extra warning for the everyday consumer.
Julie, it's a wonderful initiative and I'm actually surprised it's not mandatory. So tell us, what gave you the idea for Yuck to Kids? What is it that's pushing you to move forward?
Okay, it was my son. My son Aiden mistook fabric softener for cordial. He was 3 at the time and he wanted to have some of that drink that I was holding. I started to explain that it wasn't a drink and that it was dangerous when I noticed that although they had a safety lid to lock kids out and it had fine print for adults, it had nothing to communicate to children that the contents inside were poisonous. I was astounded and that's when Yuck to Kids was born.
Good job, Julie, on having the energy to move forward with this. There actually does seem to be a disconnect between the type of visual communication that's needed and those most at risk. Tell us about the Yuck to Kids journey so far.
Yuck to Kids is now a ready-to-use label which can be added to products after purchase. Parents and carers can buy the label to give them some peace of mind and some extra assistance in educating children of the dangers of chemicals. My ultimate goal is to have consumers, manufacturers, retailers and government support the logo being added to labels at the point of manufacture for a whole-of-chain approach to injury and poison prevention.
Let's have a look what others have got to say about the Yuck to Kids initiative and the possible role it could play in injury and poison prevention.
I'm a busy mum with 3 young kids, 2 of which are twin boys. Keeping my children safe is obviously of the utmost importance, but it can be hard at home, particularly when your guard's down and you're in your own relaxed environment. My kids are quite inquisitive. Child safety locks are great, but they don't actually tell kids why they shouldn't touch or open bottles, why products shouldn't be drunk or eaten, why some products are off limits. Yuck to Kids actually tells kids the reason that they're being locked out. Yuck to Kids helps educate the kids on the dangers and children can relate to the logo. It actually works.
It means Yuck for Kids and it says it means not to touch it or drink it. It says to not touch it or drink it and Yuck for Kids. This has poisonous things in it. A big X on the children protection list. It says Yuck to Kids, and I think it means fast kill for children too, poisonous, and it has a big X so people know not to let children get their hands on it.
The laundry is a time bomb of chemicals and poisons. Of course I have child locks, I put the chemicals up on high shelves, I do all I can to keep everyone safe. But let's be real, the chemicals come home in the shopping bags and they're bought to be used. I can't watch the kids 24/7, so Yuck to Kids helps me. I can read it easily, the kids can identify with it very easily and it gives me that little bit of extra help around the house. Thanks Yuck to Kids.
Yuck! Yuck!
I was actually in the oven, cleaning the oven, with the product and the lid was sitting on the bench. My daughter walked straight into the kitchen and drank from the lid, seeing the bright blue liquid, obviously thinking it was a drink or a lolly or something of some sort. And as soon as she drank it, I realised what she had done and I realised that the situation could become quite serious, and so we initially rinsed her mouth out. My daughter was screaming, and we were just throwing water into her mouth because she wouldn't swallow. We didn't know what else to do. We knew that this would be burning her. The ambulance took us straight to Canberra Hospital. Wheeled into the emergency department. I thought it was really quiet there. I couldn't see any other patients in the emergency department. I soon found out that there was 4 doctors and 3 or 4 nurses waiting for us, and we were actually in the resus section of the emergency department. On a whiteboard above Ava's bed, I could see her age, her weight, her date of birth, her home address, how much morphine they were going to give her based on her weight, things like that. So it really hit me then how serious it was. What scared me even more was when the doctor came over and started talking about putting Ava on a breathing tube to settle her lungs and let her lungs rest if the liquid had actually reached her lungs. He was also talking about how if it had got to her lungs, that the damage would be permanent and it would be irreversible. They rushed Ava to surgery. When the surgeon did come out and see us, he did tell us that the gel had only reached her tonsils and actually not down into her esophagus or into her, she hadn't breathed any of the vapour into her lungs. Still got permanent scarring in her mouth from the burns in her mouth, but that's not no permanent damage other than the scarring. Horrible mother. I thought that I just didn't realise that I had been so stupid. Especially when they thought that she may have to go on when they were talking about putting her on the breathing tube. I couldn't believe that something so simple had turned into such a big ordeal, a potentially life-threatening ordeal for my 3-year-old daughter. But there was nothing to show my daughter while I was using that product that this was harmful to her. Since the event, I have purchased the Yuck to Kids stickers and have been putting them on all of our products. My kids absolutely love them. They come home, and if I've bought a new product and they understand that a sticker needs to go on it, and as soon as they see that sticker, even my 2-year-old says, "Yuck, mummy, no touch." Why can't we have them in the shops, on the products, have it a Australia-wide brand that every child in Australia identifies with?
We've spoken to the parents. Now it's time to ask the professionals what they think of Yuck to Kids.
As a medical professional, I have seen firsthand what can happen when a child ingests poison. I also have seen the shocking results of chemical burns. Neither are pretty and both are life-threatening. The worst part is they are all totally preventable. It is extremely hard for parents to keep their children safe 100% of the time. In fact, it's almost impossible. But something as simple as communicating to them the dangers of chemicals and poisons could dramatically reduce accidents and injury here in Australia. I believe that Yuck to Kids would make such a huge difference to Australian statistics. I am there at the other end if emergency attention is required, but I would really prefer not to be. I definitely and wholeheartedly support the Yuck to Kids vision, and I truly believe that it could lower accident and emergency statistics and keep our children safe. Let's start with one safer child at a time.
To be honest, I don't know why something like Yuck to Kids isn't mandatory. Locks and fine print sometimes aren't enough. I know chemicals and I know what poisons can do to a child's body, and I know what some medicines and pills can do to a child. There are so many uses for Yuck to Kids. Locking kids out do some good sometimes, but communicating to kids is the key. Kids really need this and they deserve it.
As you can see, there is plenty of support for this brand new child safety initiative, and the good news is you can get your hands on this product. Stickers are currently being manufactured and are available online for purchase. And as you've heard, they really do deter children from touching the dangerous products in and around your home. It won't be long before you see them in retail outlets nationwide, either in sticker form or with a bit of luck on products at the point of manufacture. I have absolutely no doubt that Yuck to Kids is going to become a common household name.